There comes a moment in every person's life when a quiet but powerful truth begins to whisper inside the mind. It asks a question that cannot be ignored, a question that separates ordinary lives from extraordinary ones. That question is simple. Will you continue believing that life happens to you, or will you decide that life happens because of you? Most people never answer this question honestly. They move through their years blaming circumstances, blaming the economy, blaming other people, blaming bad timing, blaming the past. But the moment you stop blaming, the moment you stop explaining, the moment you stop seeing yourself as a victim of life, your power begins to return. Because success begins the very moment you refuse to think like a victim anymore. The hidden prison of victim thinking. Victim thinking is a silent prison. The walls are invisible, but they are powerful. When a person believes they are a victim of life, they begin to surrender control. They say things like, I can't. It's too late. The system is against me. Someone else had better opportunities. But these words are not just sentences. They are mental chains. Chains that hold back imagination. Chains that weaken determination. Chains that convince capable people to live smaller lives than they were meant to live. And here's the truth that changes everything. The world may not always be fair. Circumstances may not always be ideal. But your response to those circumstances will always remain your greatest power. The moment responsibility changes everything. There is a moment in every successful life when a person makes a bold decision, a decision that may not be visible to others, but it transforms everything. They say to themselves, I may not control everything that happens in life, but I will take responsibility for everything that happens next. This is not weakness. This is strength, because responsibility is the birthplace of power. The moment you accept responsibility for your direction, your growth, and your future, you stop waiting for life to improve. You begin improving your life. The mind creates the direction of life. Every achievement begins in the mind. Before a house is built, it exists as a blueprint. Before a business is launched, it exists as an idea. Before a great life is lived, it exists as a decision in the mind. Your thoughts are not small things. They are powerful forces that shape your direction. If you constantly think about limitations, you will notice more limitations. If you constantly think about possibilities, your mind begins searching for ways to create them. This is why the most powerful transformation you can ever experience begins with a shift in thinking. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you begin asking, what can I do with this situation? That single shift changes everything. The American dream was built by people who refused to be victims. The great story of progress in America was not written by people who believed life was unfair. It was written by individuals who believed something even stronger. They believed that effort, discipline, courage, and persistence could shape the future. They faced obstacles. They faced rejection. They faced failure. But they refused to surrender their belief that tomorrow could be better than today. They built businesses. They built communities. They built new lives from difficult beginnings. And every one of them shared one common belief. They refused to think like victims. The discipline of a powerful mind. Your mind is like a garden. If you allow weeds to grow, they will take over the entire field. Doubt is a weed. Excuses are weeds. Fear is a weed. But discipline is the gardener. When you discipline your thinking, you begin planting stronger ideas. Ideas like determination. Ideas like persistence. Ideas like faith in your ability to grow. And slowly, the landscape of your life begins to change. Because the mind cannot focus on growth and limitation at the same time. You must choose which seeds you will plant. A story of transformation. There was once a man who spent most of his life believing the world had treated him unfairly. He blamed his failures on circumstances. He blamed his struggles on bad luck. And year after year, his life remained the same until one day, something shifted. He asked himself a powerful question. What if the problem is not the world, but the way I've been thinking? That question changed his life. He began reading, learning, improving his habits, setting goals, working harder than he ever had before. And slowly, the results began to change. Not overnight, but steadily. Because once he stopped seeing himself as a victim, He began seeing himself as a builder of his future. The power of definiteness, of purpose. One of the most powerful forces in human achievement is clarity. When you know exactly what you want from life, your energy becomes focused. Your actions become intentional. Your persistence becomes stronger. But many people never decide what they truly want. They drift through life reacting to events instead of creating direction. Success demands something different. It demands definiteness of purpose. Ask yourself this question today. What do you want the next chapter of your life to become? Not what others expect, not what seems safe, but what truly excites your spirit. Because a clear purpose gives your mind a destination. And once your mind has a destination, your actions begin building the road. The role of faith. Faith is not blind optimism. Faith is the quiet confidence that your effort will eventually produce results. It allows you to continue when progress is slow. It allows you to stand strong when others doubt you. And it allows you to keep moving forward when the road becomes difficult. Faith in yourself is one of the greatest advantages you can develop, because when you believe that growth is possible, your mind begins searching for ways to achieve it. A mental exercise for strength. Right now, imagine a version of yourself who has already overcome victim thinking. Picture that person clearly. How do they walk? How do they speak? How do they respond when life becomes difficult? They do not complain. They do not retreat. They adapt. They grow. They move forward. Now ask yourself one powerful question. What daily habits does that stronger version of you practice? Because the future version of you is created by the daily decisions you make today. Persistence is the great equalizer. Talent is valuable. Opportunity is valuable. But persistence is often the deciding factor between success and failure. The world is filled with talented people who gave up too early. It is also filled with ordinary individuals who achieved extraordinary results because they refused to quit. Persistence has a quiet power. It turns small progress into great results. It transforms temporary failure into valuable experience. And it rewards those who keep moving forward when others stop, turning obstacles into tools. Every life will encounter obstacles, but obstacles are not permanent barriers. They are teachers. They reveal weaknesses that can be strengthened. They reveal strategies that must be improved. And they reveal the depth of your determination. When you stop seeing problems as unfair punishment and begin seeing them as lessons, your entire relationship with difficulty changes. Suddenly, every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow stronger, the courage to rewrite your story. Many people believe their past defines their future, but that belief is only true if you allow it to be. Your past is a chapter, not the entire book. And the beautiful truth about life is this. You still have the power to write the next chapter. You can develop new habits. You can build new skills. You can pursue new goals. And you can create a future that is stronger than your past. But it begins with a decision to stop seeing yourself as a victim of yesterday and start seeing yourself as the architect of tomorrow, a personal commitment. Before this message ends, I invite you to make a personal commitment, a commitment that requires courage, a commitment that requires discipline, a commitment that requires belief. Say to yourself, I will no longer surrender my future to excuses. I will no longer blame circumstances for the life I want to build. I will take responsibility for my growth. I will develop the habits that create success. And most importantly, I will never again think like a victim. The final challenge. The years ahead still hold enormous possibility. There are goals waiting to be pursued, ideas waiting to be built, dreams waiting to be revived. But they require one simple decision. The decision to believe that your life is still full of potential. Stand tall, strengthen your mind, choose your purpose, and move forward with persistence that cannot be shaken. Because success begins the moment you refuse to think like a victim anymore. And the moment you make that decision, the direction of your life begins to change. Please like and share this message. Before you go, remember this powerful truth. Your best chapter may still be ahead of you. If this message helped you even a little, show your support. Thumbs up like the video. Outbox Stray, share it with someone who needs motivation. Bell and subscribe for more wisdom and powerful life lessons. Your support helps this message reach people around the world. Please like and share this message.